Are we?
One time I asked you, they say you are still.
Let me start with the end thereof. May 2024. Almost, well, just a year to 1 year after the 1 year to the date
Of the World Press Conference organized by the Coalition of United Political Parties (CUPP) on the state of the nation after 1 year of Tinubu's administration on Tuesday, May 2024, May 28, 2024, at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We titled this intervention as Tinubu's administration is hope ruined and poverty weaponized. Hope ruined and poverty weaponized. That is the summary of the Tinubu administration for the last 1 year. Fellow political leaders here present, compatriots, ladies and gentlemen of the press, as we are all aware, the coalition of united political parties needs no further introduction, as we have been consistent in the last 5 years as a robust opposition coalition that interrogates multifarious national issues as are germane to the progress, development, governance, peace, and security of our dear country, Nigeria. Over the years, we have engaged in responsible opposition activism, calling the attention of the authorities to what is best for the country and being the voice of the overwhelming majority of the voiceless masses of this country. Because we are not a destructive opposition, we have also had the cause to commend the government whenever they take the right actions for the benefit of Nigerians and in the overall interest of Nigeria. Constructive criticisms predicated on sound intellection have always been our modus operandi. Today, we are here to partake of the conversations around the assessment of the 1 year administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and to do so with a high sense of duty and patriotism and making our assessment known without fear or favor. For a government that came into power with the attractive mantra of hope renewed, there is hardly any sector of governance that anyone can point at with any glimmer of hope on the horizon. What we have had in the last 1 year is hope ruined and poverty weaponized, as if to punish Nigerians for the electoral choice they made during the last year's presidential election. Many Nigerians, including some of us in the opposition, had assumed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will at least perform a little better than the disastrous administration of his predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari, in the areas of economy, security, education, health, infrastructure, and so forth. Alas, judging by the last 1 year of another APC government, we can safely conclude that the country's situation has not only worsened significantly, but even worsening by the day. Nigeria is a captured nation by internal and external retrogressive forces of insatiable and rapacious appetite for the mortgaging of Nigeria's commonwealth in the service of personal aggrandizement. For the first time in the history of this country, Nigeria was unfortunate to have a president whose first minute in office was marked by unprecedented infliction of unmitigated suffering on the people. It was like an army of occupation has come to town. Even before the new president left the Eagle Square, where he was inaugurated, Nigerians had been hit with what can be described as the most cruel economic assault that turned our lives upside down, made businesses collapse, took food off millions of tables, sent children out of school in their millions, increased insecurity exponentially, battered lives and scattered marriages irretrievably because the pump prices of fuel were increased by about 600%, and the country's inflation digits tripled instantaneously. All of this within the first 60 seconds of Tinubu's presidency, and Nigerians are yet to recover from that tragedy till date. His welcome package to Nigerians was that of mass suffering, mass hunger, mass poverty, and a government that is absolutely insensitive to the plight of Nigerians. The sudden subsidy removal was both thoughtless and wicked. Without any sort of cautioning policy frameworks, the president went off script and unleashed what amounted to economic terrorism on Nigerians by declaring that subsidy was gone. Gone with the subsidy was our joy, our hope, and high expectations of a Tinubu administration that most thought was coming with a new deal of development, prosperity, peace, and progress that he passionately campaigned on during the electionary period. But everything that he has done since that 1 day in office till date has been in direct opposite to those expectations. The arguments for subsidy removal are both dumb and untenable. If some people were stealing the oil subsidy money, what a sensible and competent government would have done was to go after the criminals and plug the loopholes. But no, the Tinubu administration decided to engage in collective punishment of the mass of innocent Nigerians for the crimes of infinitesimal percentage of economic criminal gangs ravaging the country's resources. Rather than go after those ones, it shows to turn against Nigerians. There is no single justification for the subsidy removal, especially in the manner it was done. The desperation of the president to implement the atrocious neoliberal economic policies imposed by the International Monetary Fund and other global financial institutions that seek perpetually to keep Africa backwards was the singular factor in that anti-people action which has reduced our naira to just a little better than waste paper. It is a shame that the currency of a small neighboring country like the Republic of Benin is much stronger than Nigeria's. A big shame. 1 year after, the economy is in a mess. 1 year after, the cost of living is prohibitive for most Nigerians. 1 year after, poverty level has moved from multidimensional to pluridimensional. 1 year after, the jackpot syndrome has quadrupled. 1 year after, government is still being run on fake promises and falsehoods. 1 year after, there are more out-of-school children than ever. 1 year after, Nigerians have moved from being among the happiest people on earth to being among the saddest. 1 year after, beggars on our streets have multiplied. 1 year after, food and other basic human needs have become unreachable for most Nigerians, just like the network. 1 year after, we have transitioned from Baba go slow to Baba do nothing. 1 year after, insecurity is on the increase. Right here in the center of Abuja, kidnappers and one-chance criminals are on the rampage. Just that the crime rates in Abuja are being underreported by the media and the victims because of their lack of confidence in our security agencies. Just last week, a friend was kidnapped from Wuse Zone 1, and all our accounts were wiped clean, dispossessed of all our belongings, and abandoned in an isolated place after hours of driving around Abuja without being accosted by security agents. She narrowly escaped death. To think that Abuja, the seat of government power and authority, where the president lives, where the IG of police and all else of military and paramilitary and intelligence agencies, including National Security Advisor, reside, can be this insecure is more than troubling. If they cannot secure Abuja, where they all reside, how can anyone expect them to secure the entire Nigeria? For the past 1 week or more, we have seen ministers under this government reel out fantastic statistics about how wonderfully they are performing in the last 1 year. But Nigeria cannot see those things. They are claiming to have achieved. It is all about the more you look, the less you see. It is all audio without visuals. The real statistics is that there is greater unemployment and job losses in the last 1 year. It is that majority of Nigerians have been economically disempowered as micro and macroeconomic enterprises are collapsing in their roles. When we talk about state capture, time will not permit us to interrogate the activities of a company like the Shaguri Group. But very soon, we shall do a thorough analysis of how this group's activities cannot be said to be the overall interest of Nigeria as a country, except to benefit those in this government who romance that group. The so-called Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, for instance, is a wasteful white elephant project with no immediate direct economic benefit to Nigerians. The government has not performed well in the last 1 year at all, and this is not opposition cynicism. It is both factual and real for all to see. All Nigerians understand that things have not been this bad. This government is both confused and clueless, which informs the series of policy somersaults and trial by error they have been engaging in for the past 1 year, which throws the socio-economic space into more confusion and crisis. This situation must teach Nigerians to take full advantage of the fundamental elements of democracy about the capacity of the citizens to make informed choices at periodic elections. Whatever we got wrong in 2023, we must get right in 2027 by making the right choices, devoid of the current foids and domination. We have all seen that this government can do. We have all seen what this government can do. And nobody should be under any illusion that anything dramatic can change for the better, except if it will worsen. They have nothing more to offer except fake promises and unverifiable statistics full of lies. One thing we, as opposition can promise Nigerians is that we will give you the best ever alternative come the next cycle of elections that will liberate you and us, all of us, from this tragic turn of events. We will give you candidates that will connect directly with your hopes and aspirations, who will be empathetic to your needs and take Nigeria from mediocre leadership to a sophisticated level of unprecedented development. This much we promise and we shall actualize. When that time comes, don't miss the opportunity at all. And this message is directed to Nigerians. When that time comes, don't miss the opportunity at all. We will be there for you, and together we shall rescue, repair, and stabilize this potentially great giant of Africa. Thank you all for your listening attention.
We are going to be out there on the street going forward to be more proactive than reactive. And that we are going to also show to the Nigerian people that we are with them in this struggle for a better nation. And for the courage that we have displayed with our spokesman, Mark Adebayo, to come and talk about the ills of government, to come and talk about the bad leadership that have been occasioned by bad policy, implementation processes and bad policy announcement. It's enough to be commended, because a lot of people are keeping quiet. But we in CUPP have always said that we continue to fight for the masses. And what he has read out is very clear. First of all, you set policy in front. You have to engage the government to make them know that we know what we are talking about. Because CUPP made several, if he made a statement to the press conference is making today, is on behalf of the coalition. The previous statement that have been made by all persons that are in CUPP is on behalf of the coalition. So a continuation of what they have said about the Calabar Coastal Railway, highway, when we said it was a waste of money, it was misplacement of priority, and it has come to prove that the government is now doing a realignment that was supposed to be an initial project line mark between Water Corporation Road in Lagos that was taken back to landmark that 57 businesses was destroyed. So you first of all talk about the issues before you get to the street. But I assure you that with what our spokesman, Comrade Mark Adebayo, is doing, and our leaders that are here, I assure you that one thing is going to be different going forward, that you see us with our boots on the ground, that we will continue to resist any anti-people's policy that will not make Nigeria work for the benefit of the people, and that we will do it in a way that Nigerians will know that this intent, for all intent and purposes, it's for us to make Nigeria work for the next generation of our people.
Just to remind the government that they remember that they were also on the streets protesting and saying all kinds of things. Most of the things they said against that particular government as at that time, they have doubled down on it. Lies, propaganda, deceit, and uncoordinated communication to the Nigerian people. And that is the fact. So you see, when you lie, you'll be looking for another lie to cover the previous lie that you lie. That is the situation in which we are found. So we are going to remind them, continuously to remind them of some of the things that they said they would do without justification to the Nigerian people.
My friend, you there?
No, we do national anthem.
National anthem.
We don't know, do you know the current one?
As to compatriot, Nigerians called to be to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hip hip hip, hooray! Hip hip hip, hooray!
Happy Nigeria!